Welcome back, folks. It is the Voice of Onewheel brought to you by StreetShred.com. Head over to there for all of their new innovative stuff for you. It's going to be awesome what they have for you. Night Shark fender system, nuke wraps for you, reflective hub kits, all kinds of stuff. But we are here from TTR Studios, and we are ready to rock. Shot out of a cannon because it's just been too long. I miss you guys. We've got the audio completely flawless now. Lyle has come over and made everything perfect. So I want to thank you, Lyle Chant. We'll do that here in a little bit. But Sam Varner will join the show. Graham Evans will join the show. Sam's a local rider in the DMV. Just locked his 1,000th mile, so we're happy for him. He also jumped over Lyle at one point, so that was cool. We've seen that. We've done that. We'll talk to him about that coming up in just a bit. Graham Evans also joins the show. He's big on Reddit, so if you're a Reddit listener, if you're a Reddit watcher, if you're a Reddit viewer, if you're a Reddit rider, he's your guy. And if you're like me and afraid of Reddit, maybe he can just, calm our nerves a little bit. Lyle joins the show. He's here. Belly's out today, but Lyle's going to hold it down. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Why aren't you afraid of Reddit? You're balls deep, right?
I wouldn't say I'm balls deep, but I just go through Reddit for one-wheel stuff, actually, and I found that community just rock solid with information and stoke, and yeah, it's good.
It's different than the Facebook community, man. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like I owe you guys a heart-to-heart real quick as we start the show. And good morning in the social media lounge. Thank you for being here, and feel free, please, to comment and do all that you can because Lyle will get you in the show. Belly is not here. Your father, your papa, but just get it to Lyle. Lyle will pipe you in. He'll take care of you. Belly says he misses you and he'll be back.
I'm going to try my best.
Do your best.
King Belly of the social media lounge.
I feel as if I owe everyone an apology, Lyle. I mean, I'm not on Facebook anymore. I'm out, man, and it's
okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I feel like I'm alive. I'm wearing some weird clothes, which kind of made me a little bit awkward. I
I thought you were in a Nutcracker play or something with that thing on. I'm like, what the?
Instagram
cool.
got me, bro.
Keep moving on. We got to do other things.
Instagram got me. It was one of those things. I saw the sweatshirt and I was like, that's awesome. I want to wear that on the show. But in full disclosure, I wore it over to Lyle's place yesterday. We were doing some pre-show, just working out this audio, which is just crispy clean right now. I was actually wearing this and he didn't say anything. I was like, dude, have I worn so many stupid things around you that you don't even recognize it anymore when I bring a new one? Come on, man.
I saw it, and honestly, I thought it was like a costume from you being in like.
Look at the sleeves.
I thought you were maybe like in a Nutcracker play or something.
I wear this around my building with
cool.
Clyde.
He's just wearing an old costume.
Oh, my God. I wear this around the building with Clyde, and people look at me like I'm fucking crazy. It's great. So, welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for joining us. There's a new one-wheel app out, and we'll do that. Are we ready? We can get to our guests here in just a minute, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about the one-wheel app, Lyle, because it's just got a new update, and you're the one who brought it to my attention. What are your thoughts so far?
It's pretty cool, actually. I think there's some cool features where it's going to hopefully just stoke riders to get out and ride more and, utilize the app for some of the other features. The group ride feature is really what I like a lot on that app.
All right, well, go get our group ride contestants here, if you will, and I will talk about this with them on there. Thank you, sir. And because I want to see what you guys think. Pipe it in, please, to the social media lounge. What do you think about the new app? Updates. Seems like there's some cool new stuff. I have not yet updated it, so Lyle will be, I'll sit on a fence and I'll ask questions as the noob, and Lyle will let us know, and we'll get Sam and Graham here too. So just cool. If you ever wanted to be on this show, please know, you're welcome to join us. We'd love to have you. And some of these guys have reached out, and that's how we got in touch with Graham for sure. I know from Instagram. And if anybody else does just want to be on the show, we're very inclusive. We'd like to have you if there's something that you'd like to talk about, or just share some stoke, my friends. Just slather it all over you. Sam Varner joins the show from the DC crew. What's up, Sam? How are you, bud?
Good. How's it going?
I'm well, my friend. Where are you right now?
I'm actually at work, but I'm down near Crofton, Maryland.
Okay, so it looks like it's a gorgeous day. Do you have your one wheel with you? Why are you walking? What's wrong right now?
I do have my one wheel with me, but I'm at work.
You're
so
making me
it's kind of
sick, Sam. Jesus
it's
Christ,
kind
man.
of
This dude's huffing it. Where
Sam,
where are you going so fast?
This is my walking speed.
Holy hell. All right. I remember
yeah,
in college
Sam's one of these just speedster riders, walkers, and talkers. He's just pop, 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 gone, and he's got his job. He got it done, and what's next?
Does it bother you, Sam, when you go on a group ride and people sit there and just go, "What? Where do we go? Where do we go?" Are you the guy that's just like, "Guys, follow me. I'm out."
I do get a little frustrated. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you just cracked your 1,000th mile, so I'm guessing you've been on a few group rides in general, right?
Yeah, I've been on a couple.
Okay, so do you lead? Do you follow? Where do you follow yourself? Where are you in the pack?
It depends. It depends if I'm a new guy to the group or if I've been there for a while. If I've been there for a while, I definitely like to take the lead. But if I'm new, I'll kind of hang back and see who likes to go fast, who likes to do tricks. I don't know, just kind of feel it out.
Lyle, what do you think? What is it? He said, "I'll feel it out whether I'm new or not to the riders." What dictates whether or not you're aggressive or not in a group ride?
It's up to you, man. I mean, whenever anybody's just kind of on the path, like I know I've ridden a few group rides with Sam, and so everybody would be like on the paved path, and there's Sam up on a grassy hill, kind of looking for another route.
No, but
and like, well, yeah, there goes Sam. But
what
he's
I'm
just one of these guys, man. 1,000 miles under his belt, couple of boards, and he just crushes. And and even Bruce, the Godfather here in DC, is just like, man, that kid Sam, he's just like on or off. I'm like, yeah, he's an electrician, man. He's just his light switch is on or off.
Sendy, I love it. No, but what I'm saying, I think is a little bit of truth. You really need to read the dance floor, Sam, in that, I'm a wedding DJ. I don't know if you know that, but that's what I do as a profession. I'm a professional dance floor reader. And I would say that for me, I have the ability to lead a group ride or also fall back. I'm reading the group. Sometimes if I've never even been there before, I don't know a lot of the people, but it's obvious that they need a leader, I'll just be like, hey, let's just go that way.
No, that's definitely true. Sometimes you just got to step up and just take it.
It's awkward, but you just got to do it, dude. So what do you ride? You ride trails? We'll ask you about the app in a second, but what's your, like, if you were the one to just take over a group ride, would you head to trails? Would you head to back streets? Like, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm definitely trails number one. I like to try and do some tricks. They beat you up though, so that's hit or
shin guards, man. Shin guards.
It's not so much as shin, just busted open his face one time.
Who busted his face?
Sam.
I did.
What?
I was on the trail and I was recording. I had my 360 camera out in front of me, and I was going along. Ended up nose diving. The camera hit the ground and the stick came back and hit me right in the eye, like right here. And I was gushing. Yep.
Oh, Lyle, I told you we can't do this.
Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot.
we got a little glimpse of it, but wow,
yeah,
dude.
that's all you need.
It's always the stick, It's always what you don't expect. Like, it's not the rock or the boulder that's easily gonna crush you. It's some stupid thing that's just gonna smash you in the eyebrow.
Yeah, you would never think, like, why would the stick hit me?
You know what got me, dude? One time when I was a kid, I was playing street hockey. You play street hockey as a kid, like roller hockey?
Oh yeah.
I'd dust you. Don't even start with me, Sam.
We got to set up the cones.
Yeah, let's get those cones out. So I was doing that with my boys back in the day. I must have been 12 years old, not even 10, maybe. And for whatever reason, I was going for a ball that was up against the curb. It was just the tennis ball sitting against the curb, right? And I was coming at it. If this is the curb, I was coming at it perpendicularly, and my stick was out, and the edge of the stick was right up against my rib cage. And I just went straight into the damn curb and just just impaled myself. It didn't impale because it's not sharp, but I still have that bruise to this day. I think it was 20 years ago.
I believe it. I believe it. I have like almost the exact same story. Like going for a ball right on the edge, and they're like the curb stuck out a little more than the other part, and the stick got caught right into the stomach. Yeah, painful.
Sam,
So
you're giving me. I'm having an epiphany here. You're in the area. How have we not played one wheel hockey yet?
Dude, that sounds like so much fun.
Let's go. Lyle, set it up. Let's go.
I've been thinking about that. Like, you could do any sports. Like, I played ultimate frisbee the one time. You could do some sort of like baseball, hockey, soccer. Like
this is a bit of a dad thing, but my kids and I, we play freeze tag up in the tennis courts on our one wheel.
That's cool. The frisbee, ultimate frisbee on a one wheel, that is tough not to nosedive because
it's hard not to.
You got to watch the frisbee. So you're just going eyes blind to the ground.
And then if you got to go balls out at the end, you got to like lean and go quick. Yeah. And if there's any potholes in the grass, you're just so screwed. But God, it's fun. We did a challenge over
one wheel basketball is fun too.
I was going to say we did a weekly one wheel challenge. And if you want to go check those out, it's over on our Facebook page, weekly one wheel challenges. We haven't kept it up lately. There's been a bunch of other spin-off groups that have kind of formed, and they're very cool. Photo hunt, scavenger hunt, things like that. And we just kind of let that go. But that is over there if you want to see the basketball challenge. We did how many layups can you do in 30 seconds? But you had to get out. Sam, you had to get outside the three-point line every single shot. So you can't just like sit under there making layups. You got to lay up outside three-pointer lane, back under to do a layup.
What was the winner? Like 5?
5? Get the hell out of here. Did we give him a minute, Lyle, or was it 30 seconds?
30 seconds, I think.
I think it was 13.
13? That's impressive.
It was 13. I feel like it was 13. So feel free to submit your video. We'll play it next week. Will you do that for us, Sam?
If I can find a basketball hoop, I will definitely do that.
No basketball in Maryland. 0. All right. So what's up with this one wheel app? Have you seen it? The new update?
Yeah, and it's still a little. I mean, new to everybody, but it's still a little confusing to me. I don't know if it's working on all my boards or not.
What do you? Why is it confusing to you? What do you mean?
So, like, I rode the one day and rode on 2 different boards, so I don't know if it's tracking just one or both of them or each separately.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
Can you explain to somebody like me who doesn't have the update? What do you mean by why is it tracking you? What's new about this app? Let's start there.
Well, I think I can actually chime in for that.
Graham, what's up, dude? Joins the show. Hey. All right, Graham Evans. Hey, buddy, come on in.
Yeah. So, quick introduction. I'm Graham. I'm Flagrant over at the One Wheel subreddit. So what I wanted to point out is that a big thing with that update that they've done is that it's more app centered. So when you go into like, your board settings, you now can like, see your top speeds for both the ride and your overall top speed in the same place at the same time. And so they've centralized a lot of things that we wanted, but they also sort of have tried to hide more of the things of some of the other things that we want. Like now, if you have a CBXR, for example, it now takes you 3 different taps just to get to the voltage.
Yep.
And that's like one of the big things.
Board settings, yeah.
Exactly. So they've changed a lot in like, your board settings and how you access information from the board because they want to keep that.
Okay, but Lyle, couldn't they just, don't they know that there's another app for that if you really wanted, like, is that, why are they doing that?
So one of the things is that like some of those apps, especially if you have like an iPhone product. So I have an iPhone. And unless
I drink the apple juice pretty heavily too.
And if I don't jailbreak my iPhone, I can't access those apps. And that's what FM wants. And that's what a lot of people need to realize is that FM is actually driving this home in terms of they have full control and you have none. You just use the product. You don't change the product in any way. And that's something that like really needs to be pushed back against, especially given the whole float wheel situation that just happened.
Take us through
but-
that. What float wheel? What are you talking about? Get there.
So,
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, Graham joins the show. Graham, take it away.
yo, so there was a DIY board that came up for sale not too long ago. You know, motor, controller, they even had rails and a foot pad, and that was the big thing, was that they're able and allowed to sell the battery pack, the motor, and the controller, but the rails, foot pads, and I think the foot pad sensor was getting too close to patent comforts, and so they've sort of stonewalled. It's the rails and the foot pad that really drive home the one wheel product, and that's what they did was just that they did a big cease and desist. There's a big issue with money. I'm not entirely too sure on the details, but this was a big thing, and I even saw an email floating around on our Discord server today from the guy from Landsurf, sort of detailing it out a little more. I can't verify that it was legitimate or not, but that's sort of the situation with that. There was a third-party board that was trying to get moving a little bit, and Future Motion came and swooped in on that. And part of the thing that, to bring it back around to the update that we had, the issue is that that update is that update's becoming a way for Future Motion to sort of help limit some of their modifications that they don't like.
Graham.
Like, anybody can put flight fins on. That's pretty easy. But getting, you know, a new battery outside of sending it to Future Motion has become a lot more of a ingratiated process than it used to be.
So now, just Graham, I'm coming back to you because you run the Reddit, and I'm sure you have your pulse on what people think about it. So let's come back to you in a second from that. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Lyle, hasn't so far every update been a little bit closer of Future Motion just trying to take a little bit more of their control back?
Yep.
Okay, so did I catch you between coughs?
Oh man, yeah. I don't know what the hell just popped up in my throat right when you started asking, when you said Lyle, and I put the camera on me. I'm like, oh shit.
He's so mad he has to be co-host today. This is not his normal role, and he's doing great. But just continue.
Yeah, so like every app update, you saw things disappear. You know, you could see the battery voltage before, and before that, you could see each individual cell, and all of that information has just been gradually just taken away or hidden. I think, and this is pure speculation on my part, but what is happening now is they're just putting the bare minimum of what they need to put out there and to stick it within consumer guidelines, and it's becoming a nightmare, really.
So okay, so then Sam, how do you feel about this? As you're kind of, you strike me as like, just like you're like me. You're like a rider and just a guy, right? So does any of this bother you? Is this okay with you?
I wouldn't say
Where are you at?
it's like bothering me right now. I mean, I'm one of the ones that have a CBXR, and I'm worried about the future on.
Are you getting any issues with the new app in your CBXR?
No, I mean, I put it in my 4209, and the one ride I did do, it got to a certain percentage, and I guess because I had the app open, it Captain Morganed on me. So I just turned it off, turned it back on, and it was fine.
Give you an error number?
Yeah, it gave me the, I think it was 23.
23.
I believe.
Wow, does it go up that high?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I think it was 23 because the other buddy that I ride with, he has a 4210 and he put a CBXR in, and he can't open his app while he's riding at all, or that'll happen to him. So yeah, I mean.
So Sam, tell me what CBXR
I've been hearing
is.
about other riders where they get error 16, which is typically a connection issue between the battery and the controller.
No, yeah, I have heard that quite a bit.
And then they power cycle their board, turn it off, turn it back on, and they're good to go. As long as they keep the app open, it keeps the ride constant. and they can track their rides and their miles.
So, can you tell me what a CBXR is, just for somebody who's listening and doesn't know what we're saying?
Chai
Yeah,
Battery
it's
is a third-party vendor that
Who?
makes Chai battery systems.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
yeah, they make just an extended range battery.
Right. Okay, so let's get to then, Graham. Tell me what everybody's thinking now, since you obviously have your pulse on the Reddit page. What is the overall adoption, or not so much, of this update?
So, from what I've seen, is that there's a lot of people who do really like it. There's a lot of people who really think that the update's cool because it's got some things to achieve. It's got some little digital goodies that you can sort of engage with, and it sort of it personally makes me feel as though that the board, they're trying to sort of what's the word, sort of
Distract
tone
you?
down the idea of what a one wheel is, and it's more of this. And I mean, obviously it is this recreational device, but I think that they're going for more towards the recreation aspect of it and less of manufacturing a really concise device.
I'm sorry, Graham, but
Yeah.
why did they have the big event like Race for the Rails? I mean,
That's what I'm wondering.
Downhill, that's tricks. That's usually a trick clinic and all these other things.
So
it's hosted by FM.
Given what had happened this year with Race for the Rail, there was them. I think that they utilized the fact that they have this big event that usually people come to. We're talking throngs of people coming out and celebrating riders and enjoying themselves and really engaging with each other, as well as racing. Everybody could race. There was a great big time trial that you would do, and based on your time trial, it would determine whether or not you would race with in the final seats. Now, with the pandemic, they sort of capitalized on, we can use this as a marketing event, and we bring in the pros that we like to sort of help boost sales.
Nah, bro, we opened it to the public. We gave you 4 spots.
4 spots. And those 4 spots were, highly contested. There were some people who I personally feel like should have gotten invitations outright prior to being wild carded, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, why are we even bringing this up, Lyle? Why are you acting like this is why did they do that? Because it was something awesome and they had a budget for it. We shouldn't be mad at them for that, right?
No, it's not really a big deal. But
I'm asking. I'm not attacking. I'm just curious, why that? Where did that come from?
My point was, when Graham was saying, I think that Future Motion is trying to make this thing more of a recreational thing, and I said, well, why would the company itself host such an event like Race for the Rails?
It's because they were using it as a selling device.
Sure. Yeah, it is a marketing event for sure. And 2020 was a joke for damn sure. Race for the Rails,
and I'd point out that we got.
Wait a minute. Wait. I thought it was great.
It was the final product that we got was great, was entertaining for sure, but leading up to it,
they could have taken that money that they put
in the community.
So what I wanted to get out was that we do have a group out there right now that is actively trying to legitimize one wheel racing more, just outright.
Yeah, it's
just
this
legitimize
guy.
one wheel.
We've been doing this for 3 years. Help us, please, Graham.
Well, so no, I mean, I'm a member of Iowa. I've got some stuff I'm working on to sort of bring racing to my community and my local groups, so that we can have more interaction. And I think that that's a big part of it, is that if people actually step up and start investing some effort and some time into putting this stuff together. I mean, the dirt surfers, they looked like they had a fantastic time.
Oh yeah.
And they and there's areas all around the country and the globe that we have access to that we might not necessarily realize and can utilize for race spaces. And on top of that, there's a lot of people who really like the idea of putting their name on something that is unique. And so there's a lot of like, branding and sponsorships, opportunities in those races that we as a community need to sort of own up to and start utilizing. And if we do that, we might actually have something going for us. But until that point, we're kind of leaving it in FM's hands and the Float Life Fest guys. And that's it. I mean, outside of what people are doing grassroots style. Sam's a winner. He actively is a race winner, and he competed in a hardcore dirt event.
What did you get in here, Sam? What did you win?
We did it was a half-mile race on a quarter-mile track, dirt track. They were doing like a sprint car series race there early in the day. So we were like the halftime show. And there was, I think, 7 or 8 of us and just did 2 laps. I actually have the video on my Instagram if you want to see it. But it was super fun. We need to do more of these races. I was thinking even go-kart tracks, you could set up races on those.
That's what Vince guys and those guys do in the Netherlands. They rent out an indoor go-kart track and have these races there. It looks amazing.
So where was this?
There's something to like sort of remember though. We in America are kind of screwed when it comes to those indoor events because we have insurance, and insurance is one of the biggest buzzkills for us as a community.
Tell me about it. Why do you think I run stoke blokes out of my garage and not a storefront somewhere?
Well, so it's the magic of we have a motorized device, and once you put a motor under something, insurance skyrockets.
No. Graham, listen, I've been working on this for ages, okay? This is my idea. I want to have a place, okay? Sam, Graham, you weigh in on this, that you can go and you can have sanctioned drunk driving.
Hey, I like that. I am down with that.
Like a course that you set up, you get, you have to be under the you have to be over the legal limit, so you can't get in there unless you're above 0.08, and then just go you're on your own shit and go wreck stuff.
Hey, I think that's a great idea.
You should talk to a lawyer about that idea first, and then get back to me on what you think of it.
No more is it show up as a DJ with 2 turntables and a microphone. It's 2 turntables, a microphone, and a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, we're at a point now where it's on the community as a whole to sort of step up and start doing more of these events themselves, because once people see that, hey, there's this race that's happening like down the street from me, and I can go watch it and see like a bunch of one-wheel riders zooming down a hill.
Well,
or
didn't we have the sins?
A bunch of guys doing an enduro competition. That's where things start to grow.
Didn't we have a Sin City Shred? Didn't they have racing just last week or so, 2 weeks ago, Lyle? There was a race.
I think so. And I mean, it's slowly starting to happen, and it's slowly starting to emerge. But it's something that I think people need to sort of jump on these days.
Well, that's how we're going to get it onto the ESPN national circuit X Games kind of thing. Is
the Ocho.
Yeah, get it on. No, I don't want the Ocho, Sam. Okay, I want to go full 9. Get me on the number 1, number 2.
You're gonna be
ESPN
in between the ping pong competition.
I want that.
The Ocho.
I want that number 1 Sports Center top 10 play.
Put us on the mothership. The only way to do that is if we really start ramping up the regional competitions. That's what an actual lawyer did tell me when I asked him about how we can get this to the next level. So if you don't want to leave it in Future Motion's hands, I thought they did an awesome job with what ended up coming out of the shoot from Race for the Rail. And just remember, backstory, they had a budget that they had, like a yearly budget you have when you put it together. I'm sure they set aside. I know they set aside. Well, they hadn't told me this personally, but from whatever I've heard secondhand, they had a set aside budget for Race for the Rail, and then COVID hit. They very, very easily could have just been like, yeah, we'll just take that back and use it as profit because we need it right now. But they decided to, really go all out and put this product together, which I'm sure that the equipment alone for that was over $100,000. They had to fly the riders out and get them all out there. Like they did it right, at least in that
absolutely. Regard. It's not a cheap endeavor by any means.
No, just could have, Graham. They could have decided not to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting together a race, and I think I'm already about $600-700 in the hole just from trying to get permits and trying to get like things settled up for the event.
Let's get you the Voice of Onewheel bump here. What do you need? What do you need help with?
Oh, so the things are still in its infancy. I do have an Iowa sanctioned event that will be coming up in next summer of 2021 here in Pittsburgh, PA. And I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Wait, it's not in Iowa?
No, Iowa. So I'm sorry, I keep on referencing them. Iowa is an actual nonprofit for one wheel racing. It stands for International One Wheel Association. And so there's a bunch of guys out there who've been working really hard to get everything in place to officiate races in a more sanctioned capacity than what we have now. And so it's a really good group of guys. They've got a whole membership program where you can get discounts and stuff on top of, rider leaderboards and stat tracking and that kind of thing. And it's going to be a really cool thing once things have finally gotten solidified. We actually gave them a bit of a shout out on the subreddit for a couple of weeks, and you can find out more about it at theiowa.org, just like the state, IOWA. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's going on here. And so keep your eyes peeled for an early summer event in Pittsburgh.
Dude, I appreciate what you do, and it's a shame that we took so long to get you on the show, and same with Sam. But Sam, I'm afraid of Graham. I'm afraid of Reddit. I'm terrified of it. Do you frequent the Redditing, or are you like like me and just I don't?
So I get all the notifications, but I don't get on there very often.
All right, so
why not?
Why not?
But I'm honestly curious to get one of these IOWA races set up. I mean, how do you go about that? Because I would like to do something in Baltimore, DC area.
No, you don't, because I'm coming for you.
You're going to want to jump on their website. They've got a website right there.
I am a member already. Your membership.
So they've got, if you just look through their website, they have a spot where it says, hey, I want to host a race. You fill out a little form and they'll start messaging you. And I mean, they're sort of trying to cover all the bases when it comes to what is needed for a race. And I think that they're doing a really good job in compounding everything into one easy place for hosts and racers alike to sort of get the fill on what needs to be done. But again, it's still very much in its infancy, mm-hmm. and it's reliant on these grassroots events that people need to sort of just start doing.
So you think that's the best option, or the best plan of action is just find some way to host some races, whether it's with the IOWA or not, just so they're happening. And
right, yeah, just once that's going, I mean, there's probably already a big old group of people who are willing to travel around and sort of chase these events as they happen.
Not only that, Graham, imagine as soon as we get away from this COVID stuff, how willing people are going to be to get the hell out and not only ride around in their own areas, but just go travel just to do something.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, it helps really centralize the sense of community. Here in Pittsburgh, we have somewhat of a fragmented and smaller riding community, but like we have group rides where, you know, we'll get everyone from Mansfield, Ohio, shout out to the Float Fins guys,
Nice.
all the way to like Jersey, coming in for a group ride, and we'll ride for, you know, almost 6-7 hours throughout the day in, like, you know, some gnarly woods. And that really helps bring people together, and it really helps emphasize the community. But having that incentive of, hey, I might come home with, like, you know, a trophy, makes it all the more exciting and inviting to people.
Not only that, okay, I believe that you are halfway there, my friend. We're piecing this together right here on the Voice of Onewheel. We are coming up with the massive, perfect strategy. Have you guys ever played online, not online poker, but you know these poker tournaments that happen at bars and they're for points and they're not for cash? You seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom plays in them all the time.
Okay. Your mom? That's awesome.
my mom.
All right. She's a shark. That's great. So, no, the reason that those things are cool, because you'd be like, why would I play poker if it's not for cash? Like, what's the point? There's an overall global thing that people are fighting towards. And that, I think, is what we need. Not only the ability to possibly come home with a trophy, but I think the ability to be able to log your points, like a handicap system in golf, where you're always tracking your scores so that your handicap is always updated and staying current in the golf registration system. If there was an overall global system where we were able to host these rides through Iowa or wherever else, it just had to be let's say the website was just called X. If it was just an X sanctioned ride, then you could enter your points and your time and how you placed and how you finished, and then there's an overall end of year or end of quarter prize, bunch of things that could be sponsored. I really think if you can show a network that you can do that, then it's just, you know, all downhill from there.
No, I think those are some great ideas.
All right. Are we in this? Graham, can you put that on the Reddit? Because God knows I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, so a quick, I wanted to point something out. The Reddit is kind of interesting because it's a place where you can go and reference things. Like, if you type into Google best one wheel tire Reddit, you will find a slew of different discussions on different tires, and, you know, it's a knowledge base as much as it is a social media platform. And that's what's interesting about Reddit versus, you know, Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media you use, because it's a place where you can discuss and then reference those discussions later on. And so we have a lot of
social media lounge chimes in and says it's a free based Twitter with a fancy search function. Exactly. And I mean, so we have a lot of these discussions already popping up amongst the community, and not just there too. We have a somewhat substantial chat room that's hosted on Discord. And I mean, we have over 1,000 and some hundred users just actively participating in that Discord channel.
Well, listen, man, tell them that I'm not afraid of them, but they scare the bejesus out of me, and so they should just come, bring them to us. We love them. We are all appreciative, Graham. We're really grateful for you, too.
I absolutely will. But, I mean, so yeah, again, just to reiterate, grassroots events are sort of how we get things moving today.
He is Graham Evans, ladies and gentlemen. He hosts a whole lot of stuff over there on Reddit. You run the subreddit page, is that right?
I'm one of few. I know that actually Jeff from the Float Life, who's listening right now, he's part of it, as well as several others, including Dan and Telly, who was the founder. Actually, I'm not. I stepped in 2 years ago, or last year, one of those two.
Well, we're glad you did, Graham. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us today, dude.
Is there a specific place on Reddit that I can go and like find the stuff that you guys are writing or referencing?
So we have
Our
subreddit.
Onewheel.
We have a whole subreddit that's around 20-some thousand users that are active. And so it's just, if you punch into the Reddit search Onewheel, you'll find a somewhat smaller community inside Reddit that you can access that has all of that information. And I mean, it's everything from tricks that people are doing to group rides, and like there's a lot of photos, there's a lot of we have a lot of giveaways too, actually. So keep that in mind. Actually, Chi Batteries gave away a whole CDXR on the subreddit about a month ago.
Yep, that was so cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so we're pretty lucky there. But yeah, we have a lot going on, and I mean, it's just as simple as plugging into Reddit Onewheel and finding the community through that.
How do you guys moderate like bad information or bad news getting out?
So it's actually kind of interesting. It's somewhat of an oddity for an online community, but our community is pretty good about self-policing, and they're pretty active in just sort of making sure that, you know, everything's always on topic. Like, we never really have, like, you know, issues with fake news or just like, you know, people like spreading misinformation or being aggressive for the most part.
So as a moderator there, or like a moderator, do you have like things queued up to like respond? Or
no, for the most part, like a lot of the stuff we do, we sort of it's all done through interacting with each other. Like, we all communicate with each other and usually decide what the best course of action is based on the situation.
Do you hear about this thing at Radio France International?
No.
They had all of this stuff queued up, obituaries, and
oh my god,
yep, and they've released them all. Jimmy Carter, all kinds of people. So it's like,
wow,
what a nightmare.
No, we usually don't have a lot of pre-planned stuff outside of outside of like what vendors and third-party manufacturers are doing, and so using those tools, that's kind of all we got. Otherwise, it's just left to the people on what they want to talk about and do. And they do a pretty good job of keeping it Onewheel related.
Very cool. Graham, thank you so much for your time today. And Sam, thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You guys are the best. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. That is Sam Varner and Graham Evans. You guys, thank you for joining us. We'll be back in just a minute. Man, today's good. Thank you guys for being here in the Social Media Lounge. Seems like you're popping off as always. I want to make sure I tell you guys about StreetShred.com. I told you about that in the beginning. They're offering the most innovative Onewheel parts with you, the rider. Yes, you in mind. So whether it's making you and your board more visible at night with nuke wraps or reflective hub kits, or lighting up your way with a Night Shark fender system, maybe they just want to give your feet the most comfort that you can with control on your rides in the Viper Concave system. Either way, just head over to StreetShred.com. I ride with a Viper Concave. I love it. They're here to enhance your ride and promote the shred lifestyle. They're cool, guys. Head over there, StreetShred.com. I will not stop telling you about it because they will not stop supporting the show. Get into the Social Media Lounge. Get into the Patreon. Patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC if you want to support the squad. But now it's a segment called Yelling at Lyle on Air.
Oh, great.
What the fuck just happened? Dude.
What?
So I'm sure you guys know all this about, I know you know this about me. I'm weird about getting people out on music times. So I had a decision to make because I know we run a clock and we're starting to get late and we have some other things that we wanted to get to. So Lyle, did you not catch that?
Jumping away, going like, here we go.
I played the song underneath Graham while he was talking. I knew I had 3 minutes and 8 seconds, and I played this. And at 2 minutes, with 1 minute left, Lyle the whole day was like, oh, God, I got to talk today. Oh, God, I got to do more on-air stuff today. I'm not used to that. With 1 minute left to get both of them out of there, Lyle starts taking over and asking questions, sending us on a derail. I had to play another song. I'm over here freaking out. And what are you doing? We couldn't have picked the worst time to just take over the interview. What happened?
Less camera time for me. Perfect.
Go to timeout. Get out of here. It's funny because I wanted to get to that thing that you were talking about that radio thing in London. Dude, they had a whole bunch they had a whole bunch of obituaries leaked for people that weren't dead yet. Lyle, is there a worse job than writing obituaries?
I don't know, man.
Like, maybe
I was thinking about that.
Maybe it'd be
I
fun.
don't think so.
Do my obituary right now.
Adam's hard to like. Dealing with Adam was like herding cats.
Get him in here. Is he here? Yeah? I see we have a guest trying to get in. He's gotten past the bouncer. He's snuck through. So Vince Vaughn joins the show. I can't speak today. Vince Vaughn, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Vince?
Glad to have you, man. Let's go. Let's do this thing. What's new with you over in the Netherlands?
Yeah, I don't know. I heard you talking about the races and we organized here in the Netherlands.
It's not even legal. It's not even legal to ride there, and you're organizing races.
No, the races on the indoor kart tracks.
Oh, okay. Well, how did they go, man? Tell us about them.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, we just timed them, and when we rent the place, it's in off hours when they normally are not open, and then everybody that wants to race and enter the track needs to sign a waiver, and that's the way we deal with any legal actions. I think
drunk driving,
just, your own responsibility, and yeah.
Drunk driving destruction derby, demolition derby. Start it up, folks. You heard it here. Actually, no, you didn't hear it here. So you're able to ride inside.
And
that's good.
Yeah, and then we do the categories for every vehicle, every type of e-skate or EUC and one wheel.
So you're not riding one wheels against EUCs?
No.
Okay.
And we do track every time for every rider. So you do have one overall list of the times, but you do have also for the prices. It's just per category.
Vince?
Yeah.
Who's the best e-rider of any board in the Netherlands?
I don't know.
Come on.
I won all the one we races.
Yeah, you're damn right you are. Come on, Vince. You know it. I'll say it if you won't.
One wheel jousting. Let's go from the social media lounge.
Let's go.
But the EUCs and the e-skates are always faster.
Yeah, I mean you can't help that, dude. Have you ridden? Do you ride an EUC at all?
I've tried it, but it's really weird, you know.
It's weird, man.
How you balance on that small point, it didn't. I didn't make the connection good in my head yet, so I'm still a bit wobbly, but I can ride them. But
I want you guys to imagine if there's anybody.
I tried the V11 with suspension, and that was quite nice. That feels really sturdy. When you push your way down, yeah.
Dude, those things are $4,000, man. $4,000.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
They're so expensive, Lyle. They're so expensive. $4,000 for suspension.
4,000?
Am I right, Vince? It's something around $4,000.
I have no idea. I've never looked.
I'm not sure about if it's $4,000, but they are more expensive than a one wheel.
Holy.
Oh, dude, no, you're not messing around. I just typed in EUC and it's like a market short EUC board. Wow, I typed in EUC board, and the first thing that came up was a one wheel. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I was looking at like suspension EUC. There it is. Oh, okay, suspension EUC. Shopping. Yeah, dude, this stuff's not cheap. Like $3-4 grand. And that's the thing. Like when I want you guys. Oh, sorry. So I want you guys to understand this. If you're trying to do an EUC and you've never done it before, the weird. What was the weirdest thing before I do that? What was the weirdest thing about what?
What are you? Never mind. Delay. Sorry.
We're not broadcasting?
I said, what were you broadcasting?
Oh, yeah, sorry. The hell was I going to say? Okay, so what is the weirdest thing about learning a one wheel? When you first get on it, you've never tried it, you just try it for the first time. What would you say the hardest thing to get used to is? Because Vince, you said you didn't have a clicking moment. Your brain just didn't click. What's the hardest thing to click with a one wheel? Anybody?
With the one wheel, I did have to click immediately, but only not with the EUC.
You mean you didn't even have to think about it? It just happened. You never felt awkward on a one wheel.
No, not really. In the beginning, I had a bit of my wobbling through my ankles, with what everybody basically has in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I rode every day since, and I picked it up real fast. The basic riding.
Lyle, when you first started, because it was just about a year ago, was there anything? Do you remember anything throwing you off? Like, I just can't get it to click yet. Like in the beginning phase.
The heel lift. I mean,
sure,
that's
a good example.
Yeah. I would stand around and be like practicing just a heel lift without like trying to shift weight on my body, and I think my like colleagues were thinking I had Tourette's or something going on. I don't know. I'm just. But the first time I ever got on the one wheel, I put the thing right through the wall in my office. The old staff member brought it in to show me, like, dude, you got to check this thing out. And he didn't tell me about the heel lift. He didn't tell me about getting off. And I'm like, cool. How do I get off?
Oh no, dude, that's the first thing you got to tell somebody when you're trying a board for the first time. All right, before we do anything, just jump off with 2 feet. I don't even try to get him to heel lift. But the reason I bring this up is because with the EUC, it's a little different. There's adding the original. I've never done this before, but then you also have to add a trust fall to it. There's a forward trust fall where you literally just have to fall forward and let it catch you, and it's like that in your brain. For 37 years, I've been walking around with my brain saying, "Hey, don't do that."
What's a trust fall?
A trust fall when you lean back into friends and you can't see them. You just got to trust that your friends are going to catch you.
Yeah, that's falling backwards, though, right?
Right. So I said it was a forward. It's like a forward trust fall.
Oh my God, no!
It's basically a forward. You just have to. You're standing on it, and then you just have to fall and let it kind of.
Basically, the Michael Jackson move.
Yeah, you basically do the Michael Jackson move, like you said, and let it catch you. And then once you realize, it'll catch me.
The jacket you're wearing right now.
Yeah, I should ride an EUC in this jacket, dude. I will get so many weird looks around. I live in like the greens on a Monopoly board. It's like one step away from Boardwalk. Like it's very hoity-toity. Not this at all anywhere on the sidewalks. I'm such a miscreant here. Like Vince, do you feel natural at home? I don't feel normal where I live. I feel like an outlier.
I'm the only one around here that rides one wheel, so everybody pretty much looks at me when I ride around.
You feel me, bro? I'm feeling a little bit lonely right now. I feel like there's nobody in this building that gets me.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Lyle is like, yeah, exactly, because working with you is like herding cats. What do we got left, Lyle? It's cold. Vince, it's coming up now on your summer, right?
No,
winter, man. It's getting cold.
It's good.
And wet.
It's getting cold. Wait,
it was sunny today, though.
So, what would your one piece of advice for colder riders be? Because, like, I know there's a lot of new riders in here who've maybe never hit the cold before. I have one word for you that will save your whole thing, but it's different now with COVID. So, what is your one piece of advice for riding in the cold, Vince?
Just put on some warm clothes and go.
Don't overthink it, is what he's saying.
Just ride, and you get warm through the riding.
Hey, Vince, you have the extended battery. You updated the app, or what's going on there with you?
No, when I saw everybody talking about it, I stopped the auto update, and it didn't download it yet. And I was just waiting how everything went, but I'm probably gonna update, I think.
Are you afraid to
But,
update when things come out? Are you one of these people who's like afraid to do updates? It takes me forever to update things. I'm like, yeah, I'm good with what I got.
Yeah, because they were saying it might be disabling the CBR or VNR features, which I both have on my main board.
Oh, he's frozen.
So I was just
Billy Nath
waiting for
chiming
that.
in with a touchdown said, "There's no such thing as cold weather, just inappropriate clothing."
It's so true. I have one thing for you as we get you guys out of here. It's a balaclava. You just got to cover the face, but now that everybody's got masks on, it really shouldn't be an issue. Just wear your damn mask. Everybody will be fine. Cover your face. You know you have clothes for riding in snowboard resorts. You go snowboarding. You go skiing. Just gear up. Ride in the cold. No excuses, Vince.
You're damn right.
Damn right.
I love you guys. All right, we got to go. Vince, this has been fun, man. Thank you for joining us from halfway across the world, man. I appreciate you.
Later, guys. Have a good one.
Later, dude. You did
You better,
awesome
Vince.
as always. Lyle, you held it down like a champion. Maybe, do we fire Belly?
Hell no.
Hell no. We can't do this show
We're on
without
strike
Belly.
next time. He's not here. So a lot of people were asking in the social media lounge, is Belly okay? Yes, he's fine.
Oh, he's
he
fine.
Actually picked up a day shift today. He got scheduled for it, and was just something that we couldn't switch around. And Adam was here earlier this morning and actually said, "Do we just cancel today's show?" I'm like, "Hell no, we can't do that."
We
So-
can't do a show without Belly. We will try, but it's never the same.
It's
And
never the same.
to the point of that, I actually named today's show Belly Out just because I knew that would bring people in. People love Belly. He's the king of the social media lounge, and we certainly miss him here. So no, he's not fired. Clyde, maybe.
Clyde's been 86th from the studio.
Dude, Clyde's down for the count. He got his shots yesterday. He's just sitting here drooling on the couch, just totally out of it. Oh, man. That's okay. We're hanging out over here. Just more time for me to go ride while he's down in his crate. I will do that. Thanks again to streetshred.com. Head over there for a lot of good stuff. What do you got, Lyle? I got 30 seconds.
Social media, any opinions on the CBXR battery? We love them. Go get them. Be careful putting them in. Go to a Stoke Life Service Center. Find somebody who knows what the hell they're doing putting them in, because you can screw up your wiring harness. Aloha.